So because this is a logical representation of the page through the tests, it actually becomes a self-documenting requirement. Your test actually tells you what the requirement should be, right? That a user that logs in with a valid username should be at the membership page. Or if we do copy that, another test where we do, and these are obviously just variables that contain a value, but invalid username and password, we need to assert that it's true that the login page has a login error message. Isn't that so much more clear than if we were sitting here finding that element and then asserting that that element exists? And so these tests become readable. They become your documentation into what a requirement should be and how it was many weeks ago when you wrote that test. So that if someone goes back and says, hey, Nikolai, do you remember that requirement about this functionality that used to exist when this condition was happening under these circumstances when this and that? You can say, yeah, let me go look at the test. And they say quickly, oh, okay, so the test was doing this, therefore that was the requirement. And finally, the page object model is so awesome because it makes your test extremely robust. Remember that any change in a page can be modeled in the code. So, like I told you guys here, when we needed to log in and we needed to change it, one change affected all of the tests. And I promise you guys, there's going to be changes in your application. And the question is, are you going to spend a bunch of time changing tons of lines of code in many different tests? Or are you going to have an awesome page object model that's going to allow you to easily update your code to make it very robust and easy to maintain so that you can continue doing what it is that you're paid to do, which is test applications, find bugs, and ensure that they're the highest quality. Yes, automation testing is awesome. Writing code is awesome. I love it every single day. Just listening to music, getting in the zone, writing code. But at the end of the day, the person that finds the most bugs and prevents the most bugs from getting to production and has the most stable application, that's the QA that people want. That is the individual who's going to have jobs, who's going to have security, who's going to have great pay, and who's going to be loved by his team. So this automated software testing is just a means of getting there. And this page object model is a way for you to have the best automation testing code so that you can be more efficient at doing your job correctly.